how's it going? Not the prettiest background right now, but the light is like the best here right now. So I'm just standing here to talk about what I'm going to be doing next in the garden today. So I have some lemon coral sedum that I loved last year. I had it in a border on my swoop and in the backyard. I think sedum, it starts in, it's like 7 to 10 or something, and I'm 7, and I'm hoping that it comes back. It looks dead and gross. I thought I'd leave it all on there so that it would protect itself throughout the winter, but now it's all dried up. I need to cut it back. I'm a little worried about cutting it back though, because I just want to make sure that I don't cut back away too much, because I want it to grow back. And so this is kind of an experiment. It's the first time I've tried to have this come back up as a perennial. Hopefully it will, because I want to be able to use it in my front yard this year, because I have plans for it up there. And hoping I can transplant it, and maybe I'll keep a little bit in the back. So I'm just gonna share the video with you. I looked up a bunch of videos on YouTube to see how to trim it back in the winter if you live in a zone like mine. I know, like in California or something, where you're in a higher zone like zone 8, it doesn't die all the way back. Some parts of it may die, and mine pretty much died all the way back. So I have some crocuses that you'll see here in a minute that are popping back up, and I just want them to be able to shine, because one of them bloomed and it just looks kind of gross. So let's go down there and I'll show you exactly what I'm looking at and what I'm going to do. So I've already cut a little bit away. You can see that my flowers are starting to emerge, and they were stuck in this mess, as you can see here, of my old sedum, and I just wanted to cut it back. I kind of started to just peel back the dead areas, but I want to make sure I keep the roots, and then see how that can just shine now and not try to reach for the sun so much. Let's see if I can find any spots where I saw it trying to grow. You can see here a little tiny flower here starting to grow, and so I want to make sure I keep that. So I'll just try to trim it back as best as I can, but I think that's a good sign. There's a little bit right here too, and so I'm going to be really careful in those areas where it's starting to grow back. So I think that's good though. I'm also going to cut back these asters. These were the cutest little asters, and I'll try to put a picture up of them. I think I will try to leave them here this year, but I think eventually I'll move them. Can I have some pansies in here? I love pansies so much, you guys. I for sure plant them every fall in my garden, because basically when it snows and melts, you still have beautiful flowers in your yard, and in spring these will be probably 3 or 4 times bigger than this, and fill this in and it will be so beautiful. So just to give you a little perspective, this is the back of my house. So this is the deck here, the fireplace area. This is where I was working the other day of my first video that I posted, and so this is just kind of to the side of it. On this side here is my little swoop that I call it. I'm trying to work on exactly what I'm going to do this year in this spot, but I know this sedum filled up this whole side for the wedding that I had in our backyard of my son, and it was beautiful, but I know I don't want that many of them here again this next year. So cut that back. I'm also going to come over here and cut up this, what is this? I'll put the name of it here because I'm drawing a blank. Back to the fuchsia, I think. Salvia? You guys, I'm still learning all these things and my mind is drawing a blank, so I'll put it on the screen. But anyway, and then I'm going to come up here. I have some beautiful ground cover in here that's totally taking over. This is thyme, and I love it so much. It really just grows in the cracks of these rocks too, and it turns this purple color in the winter, and then it's kind of a bright green in the spring and summer. These hens and chicks will hopefully come back really good this next year, this season. We will see. But I'm going to come in here, and this is my lamb's ear, and I'm going to cut off all the dead things and just freshen it up a little bit. It's definitely got some new growth coming in here, so I'm going to cut back some of the older growth. I love this plant. I had a hard time figuring out what to grow here, and this just took over almost a little too much. So I might cut some of it back, because I know it's going to totally take this over. I might have to move these hens and chicks somewhere else along the rocks here. I'm also going to clean up some of these other little ground covers that I love, that I'm not sure of the names. When they bloom again, I'm going to go to the garden center and figure out exactly what they are, because I have forgotten. Time to get going. I got all my stuff ready to go. And Piper's glad we're outside. It's finally a nice, beautiful day. It's been snowy and rainy for the last couple days. Okay, I'm going to get going. show you here what I'm doing so you can kind of see. And like I said, this is an experiment. I want to leave a little bit on top just to protect it a little bit because we still have some cold nights coming. But I basically am peeling all this back. And then there's some grass in here too that I've been pulling out. The grass sure starts growing. And then there's my crocuses. And so I'm just going to give this little bunch a haircut, but I'm still going to leave a little bit on top. It's not going to look super pretty, but at least it will protect it for a little while longer because we're not quite done with winter here. We're getting close, but not quite. So I'm going to cut this back a little further and we'll see. We'll see what happens. It could be destroying this, but I feel like if it says it's zone 7, it should be fine. And I definitely have some good growth, as you can see right here especially. I don't know if you can see that little sedum starting down here, but so yeah, that's a good sign. So there'll be a few little bunches, but it'll definitely look better than it did. That's kind of what I'm doing, and at least it'll let these breathe a little bit and bloom. I have one blooming over here, as you can see, that cute little yellow flower right there. So I'm going to finish up this row. Piper's chasing the duckies again. Don't get them, bud. She's such a little stalker. Piper. Coleman was out here earlier and we decided we were going to name these guys Josh and Janet. And we decided they're dating. Oh, Piper. But even if she chases them, they still just keep sticking around. So Josh and Janet are here to stay, hopefully. She just kind of chases them into the water and then she pretty much leaves them alone. Piper, one of these days I'm worried she's going to get him though, but she is a bird dog. Piper, come. Hey. See, they come back though. Josh and Janet are buddies. Hopefully they'll stay here this spring. Come here, Piper. Hey. Good girl. Sit. Piper, sit. Piper, sit. Hey. Leave him alone. I want Josh and Janet to stay here, okay? Yeah. We usually have little baby ducks in the spring, and that's when I really worry she's gonna get them. Last year she tormented a few, but didn't get them, but hopefully she'll behave this spring. Okay, that's it with this area. I had to take my microphone off because I had already filmed this and then realized the audio didn't work, so I need to troubleshoot that a little bit. I'm kind of new to the microphones. I didn't cut back my roses because I'm going to do my roses probably next week. I have some new Felco pruners coming. I'm so excited. I decided to invest in some, and so I'm going to wait till I get those to do all my roses. They should be here this weekend. But I did cut back a lot of these things over here. I cut back the lamb's ear. I gave it a really, really good haircut. Hopefully it's fine. I think it'll survive, but I felt like it just needed to, and there's a lot of dead leaves under there. And I cannot wait to get my Felco pruners and trimmers because the tool I had was just not that great. It was from last year and it just kind of rusted out fast. I don't know. I'll have to take really good care of my Felco printers, but I did kind of a hack job to it, but I think it'll be fine. But that just goes to show that you got to have the right tool for the job. So, and down here I trimmed back the salvia. You can see there's some growth coming down there, which is a really awesome sign of spring and makes me so happy. And I also wanted to say that these boxes do get a little golden. I did find a tag. My landscapers put these in, and I ended up finding a tag in the dirt last year when I was digging, and so I do know what they are now, and I'll put it on the screen because I can't remember off the top of my head. But they do go a little golden in the fall and winter, but then they're a nice bright green in the spring and summer. So I got a little brave as I went further along with the sedum, only because I noticed that I have little sedum growing everywhere. Like I have some clear back here, if you can see this little guy, and then I just have some even back here. I don't know, you can probably see him poking out of there. So I really have a feeling I'm just going to be pulling sedum out of here, which will be really nice. So I wasn't as careful as I was in the beginning. It doesn't look super pretty. I do have little mounds where the roots are, but it looks a lot better, and the crocuses can actually get some air and some sunlight. I'm just glad to be able to get a head start on this, and I hope you guys are getting a head start in your garden too. Thanks so much for joining me, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.